Hello everybody, in today's video today's video will be the first tutorial on making maps for Portal 2 in Hammer. So, we're going to need two things, Portal 2 authoring tools. I really feel like that says authorization or whatever, but it doesn't. So, actually I'll probably just slow down so you can actually tell what I'm doing and you can follow this tutorial. Okay, starting from the beginning. So, we want to launch Portal 2 authoring tools, and it should pop up with this little thing. Now, under the title Applications, there are three options: Hammer World Editor, Model Viewer, and Face Poser. We're going to be using Hammer World Editor, so double click on that, and it should open up Hammer World Editor. Hover over File, and these options should appear. Don't worry if these options don't appear, those are quick loads from previous things I've loaded. Now this is actually the second recording for the tutorial, because for some reason, even though there was only one entity and no way for it to escape, it was saying that it was escaping to the black void. Which, when that happens, something called a leak. It's called a leak when an entity on your map has access to the void. In Portal 2, this makes it so it just won't load up your map. But otherwise, it should just break the water reflections, actually all reflections, and mess up the lighting in other Source games. So, when you hit new, it should look something like this. So, let's go to the right here, and you can see the option Browse next to this weird image. Click Browse, and it opens up this. And here you can select a texture to use. Now, let's select a texture we're going to use for our floor. This is a good one. So, double click on your texture, select the block tool, which is this white block looking tool, and select the boundaries of the floor. Now, once you have selected the boundaries of your floor on the 2D view, press V in the 3D view, which is the one on the top left, and you can move around and look around with WASD and the mouse. Hit enter, and as you can see, here is our floor. Now, let's select the boundaries for our wall. This is pretty good. Hit enter, and there is our wall. Repeat this for all the faces in your test chamber. Every single face. Well, all the walls should look something like this from the outside. So, once you have finished making the shape of your test chamber, which I have not quite finished yet, so just give me some time here. Now, something I should say about using the block tool is when you hit enter, it uses whatever image you selected with browse at the right. If you want to change the image of a block, you select it in the 3D view and click Apply Current Texture, which just looks like a brick cube on the left. Let's do it with this roof here. So let's select another texture and click Apply Current Texture. As you can see, it changed. Now let's select this pawn looking tool, which is the entity tool. Click somewhere on your map in the 3D view and it will create an entity there. It should default to the spawning for the player, the spawn position, which is called info player start. If it does not, go to the right and there should be an objects colon and then an input box where you should type info player start. And then when you next click on the 3D view of the entity tool, it should place an info player start. Now save your map somewhere. I'm going to save it to this folder I made for this. It's somewhere around here, called map folder. This won't be here for you, this is just where I'm saving it to. Now put the name of the map right here and click save. Now as you can see in that folder, we have our map. Now to load up the map in Portal 2, you hover over File and click Run Map. A menu like this should appear. Click OK. And according to this, there's a leak on this map. This is the only entity on this map, as you know. Where is it getting access to the outside? The black void. I keep getting this error and I don't know why. Oh, so now I can't place it exactly on the ground. It has to be hovering above. That's okay. Huh. Never knew that. I guess I just never moved it down whenever I made my other maps. Interesting. So, if it loads up Portal 2, you should see something like, well, your map. Now, as you can see, we don't have a portal gun. But what if you want your portal gun? Well, to fix that, it's easy. Select the entity tool again, and then on the right, below where it says objects colon, which I showed you earlier, in the input box, type weapon underscore portal gun. Now when you click on the 3D view, it should spawn a portal gun there. Now this doesn't mean you'll start with the portal gun, but it means the portal gun is there to pick up. So you start with it, just drag the portal gun onto the player spawning position. Now to open up the properties of an object, you double click on it in the 3D view, or you right click on it in the 2D view and click properties. And here are the properties for this. This is just Atlas, Peabody or Shell for the portal gun style. And then Can Fire Portal 2 and Can Fire Portal 1 is the orange and blue portals. As you can see, it says that in help. Let's make it so we can shoot both portals. And let's just move this down one. Now, this is a toggle texture application. You can use this to select any face in the map to change the texture without changing the other faces of that object. So let's select a texture. I quite like using this one. And let's add a bit more texture to our map. And as you can see, we now have a pretty nice looking map. We have this top area and this bottom area. So you should now know how to make simple geometry in Hammer. Now, if we want to reload it, we're going to want to open up the console and type reload. It should load up the last save you took in that map. And as you can see, it also updates. So, as you can see, we've made our map. So, that's not going to be it for this tutorial, because have a look at this. It's all bright everywhere. To fix this, go back to your Hammer editor, select the entity tool, and under objects again, type light. Hit enter, click on your map, and this will place a light there. If you want to give it a model, go into the entity tool again, under objects again, and do prop underscore static or prop underscore dynamic. Some models don't work with prop underscore static and only work with prop underscore dynamic for some reason. I think prop underscore dynamic automatically picks a static or physics, I think. I don't know. So, let's just type light. You can see we have a whole bunch of lights here. Which model is good? This is a good model, don't you think? Now, use the 2D view to move it to somewhere in your map. And here's good. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Now, move your light to where you want the light to be emitting from. Now press the left square bracket or right square bracket keys on the keyboard to lower and raise the grid size for more precise movements. And as you can see, we now have that light, and when we next load the map, it will update. Now, let's go through some of the options here. Don't run the game after compiling. So basically, if you don't run it here, it won't update your map. Never. But if you don't want to run the game, but you want to update the map for the game, you tick don't run game after compiling. This will mean it won't run the game, but it will update your map. Now, the way this is different from saving is if you save, it saves the VMF file. If you compile it, it gives you the PRT file and the BSP file, as well as a VMX file. Don't know what that is. But the PRT and BSP are used for loading the map in Portal 2. And the log just says what that console prompt thing said when you were compiling the map. Now, reload the map with this, and as you can see, we now have lighting. Very interesting lighting, but it is the only light in our map, so it would look something like this. So, that's basic geometry in Hammer, as well as lighting. What else should I talk about? Buttons is a bit complex. I'd say that's actually good for first tutorial. How long have I been recording for? Only 14 minutes? Really feels like longer. So, let's have a look at the map that I have just created with this shade. As you can see, it looks okay. Now, if you want to add like textures above the base texture of a wall, you can use decals or indicators for that. I'm just going to disable this since it's probably hurting your eyes, isn't it? I'm using that to mark all the things. So let's go in here and let's go through adding decals. So go back into your textures thing with browse and type decal. This will give you a list of all the decals in the game. Well, all the textures that have decals in the name, really. And then click the Apply Decals tool and click anywhere in the 3D view to apply a decal. This is what they look like. And as you can see, decals. Now, some things, like, see this? It doesn't look like it would go good anywhere. But, oh, I think I mistook this for something else. Hold on. This doesn't look like it would be very good, does it? But have a look at that. Looks like dust or rocks and stuff. So you can use this to make dusts. And there are also options for adding trash, which are here. And that it looks something like that. Is this trash? Yeah, I think this is supposed to be trash. But if you want 3D models, just do what you did for prop static, but select leaves. Select something like this, and all of a sudden you have this in your map. I'm just going to Excuse me. Excuse me. This is not light hanging. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this tutorial. Let's decompile our map. And yeah, that's it for this tutorial on how to make a map in Hammer. But it's only geometry, models, and decals. There's really not much in this tutorial. I do not recommend my tutorials at all. I really don't think my tutorials are what you should be watching to learn this. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you're all having a good day at home. Hope you continue having a good day or night at home. And yeah, bye, have a nice time.